Okay, guys, it's a nice day today. Nice day. It's ultimately it is 84 today. Now, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out here pretty soon. And now GTA 4, 5, and 6. 4 and 5 has predicted events. GTA 4 was around the time of 08. That was prior to the 08 crash caused by bankers and shit, those cocksuckers. And then GTA 5 was around time of surveillance, time of all, because GTA 5 came around 2013. Also, 2013 was a year that Edward Snowden predicted revelation. Now GTA 6. Now right now, there are Easter eggs in GTA 4, 5, and 6. Okay? Call of Duty Black Ops 2, the first sequel, predicted, if you listen to the elder James Woods, the OG Frank Woods, he tells you as the player, and also to Alex Mason, Alex Mason's son, David Mason. Now, what's happening, if you ever played the game itself, there are Easter eggs in GTA, in Black Ops 2. And you understand that Black Ops 2 predicted today all the Easter eggs and shit. All the Easter eggs. All the fucking Easter eggs, man. All the fucking Easter eggs. And what's happening now? Think. Wise, man. You know, 08 crash, right? The banks caused the crash. Mortgage companies caused the crash. Banks were getting bailed out when they didn't need to. Banks were getting bailed out when they didn't need to. The ones who needed a bailout was the American people, the blue collar guys, men and women, you know. blue collar men and women needed a tax break. Why? They didn't get it? Think about the asshole from '01 to '08. The dumbest president of all time until Joe Biden came along. You know? Everything set in stone. Everything has been set in stone. Predicted. I mean, The Simpsons, Family Guy. There were predictions that it took a while for someone to catch on, you know. Remember when that story about Brian, the dog, when he died, right? Who played Brian? In the movie, we all know what movie that it is. It was the seventh one. It was the seventh one. It was the seventh one. Who played Brian O'Connor? Right? Who played Brian O'Connor? You all know who it is. There was a prediction in Family Guy. Family Guy, The Simpsons. Awfully fun how these shows predict some stuff. But here you got Grand Theft Auto 6. Right? Grand Theft Auto 6. If you watch the trailer, right? If you watch the GTA 6 trailer, something's going down. GTA 5, right? GTA 5. GTA 5 came around during the events of surveillance, government surveillance, cyber attacks, right? And other shit, you know. Because Elon Musk talked about GTA 6, right? If you look at Solid Snake or that game about Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid. One of the sequels or the original predicted, because even games from back in the day had Easter eggs. Some of you didn't catch on until years later when you went back and played the game again. Right? Right? There's Easter eggs in GTA 5 There's Easter eggs in GTA 4. Right? Deal with surveillance, spying, right? GTA 5 was the Easter egg for that, right? Yeah. Now there was a character, Jacques Cranley. Who did he look like? Right? Who did he look like? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Jacques Cranley was a GTA version of Arnold Schwarzenegger. We all know he was governor of California for 8 years. He got caught diddling his nanny, who's from Fresno, by the way. Right? From the Central Valley. Her son, right? And now we have GTA 6. There's a prediction that game by 2026, right? One of the predictions was that Hispanics were going to take over the country, which I call bullshit in that. They're not. It's the kind of shit that gets you to think, and it's bullshit. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. They by pushing this, they're fucking with your head, man. It's all fucking with your head, man. So you gotta time out, stop, sit, chill, think. Because they're fucking with your head, man. Fucking with your head. Right? They're all fucking with your head, dude, Like, for example, how many of you remember Back to the Future 2? Right? It predicted the Chicago Cubs will win the World Series. Right? And what happened? Chicago Cubs won the World Series for the first time since 1908. Long fucking time. Long fucking time. Longest drought in Major League history, man. Longest drought in Major League history. Longest drought until they won it in 2016. Yeah. It's funny because what was the year set in the first sequel to Back to the Future? 2016. Right? Think about it. 2016. Right? 2016. And what year, right? What year did the Cubs win the series? In reality, 2016. So, the thing is, there's certain events that's in the Easter egg in the GTA 6 trailer. Right? Now, the game is supposed to come out next year. Next year. Or late this year. Late this year. Late this year. Early next year. And there are Easter eggs in movies, video games, in music, literature, art. Okay? So, if you're planning to get GTA 6, look for Easter eggs. Not an actual Easter egg from a goddamn rabbit, you know. Easter egg as in finding like you'll see in a movie or a video game. Now here's an Easter egg. This was in season 1 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, right? This would be season 1, episode, I think it was episode 4 or 5, I'm thinking. The Malevolence. Big old honking ship. It's supposed to be the Star Wars equivalent to the Hindenburg. The Bismarck. Right? So, during World War II, Nazi Germany built this huge fucking ship. A huge son of a bitch, man. Fucking huge. Massive. And it fucking crushed about a good 10, 15 ships, minimal of what we know in history, you know. And it took multiple ships from Britain to destroy this thing, to sink it. It was a huge honking ship. Now in the Clone War TV show, it took multiple fighters, bombers. I mean, these were yellow Y-wing starfighters, right? In the show, it was a small squadron of Y-wings, you know, and they took a shortcut to destroy this thing. It was equivalent to what happened in World War II when England and its fleet had or what they had to sink the Bismarck to the bottom of the Atlantic, because Japan built two of their own, which were huge fucking monsters, man, you know. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know. One was the Yamato. They were They were about, I would say, a few feet wide, a few feet longer than the Bismarck. Both of them were. And these were two honking monsters, man, you know. The Yamato and Hiroshima and Nagasaki were cities in Japan. Um, uh, Hiroshima, and what was the second one? Trying to think which was the. It was the Yamato and the I know one of them was, I think it was the Yamato and the Yohida. I think I'm trying to think of the second one, but both of them were destroyed, and these were done by American bombers and ships, you know. And it took hours and hours and hours just to sink these bastards, man, you know. And Bismarck is in the bottom of the Atlantic. Trying to think of. I got a message, and. Now, I was supposed to do a roundtable this week, but something came up. But we're going to do a reschedule for next week. The plan's still on. It's still on for next week, and the movie They Live. Seen it a few times. It's a good movie. And I'll tell you what, that movie makes you think. Like, seriously, makes you want to sit down and think, like, man, wow. John Carpenter did movies like Halloween, not the Shining, but it's it had Kurt Russell in it. The It? No, not the It. It takes place. It takes place in the Arctic. Trying to think of the movie. It had Kurt Russell in it. It had he was young at the time. He had long dark hair and a beard when he did the movie. It was a remake. It was a remake of the movie from back in the 50s. It's not the It. It's not It. Let's see here. It's a remake. Not The Shining. The Shining had Jack Nicholson in it. But it was based on it was an alien virus that would manipulate that could take over a host body and become this like this virus, that alien virus that could take over your body, and there's another remake years ago, several years ago. It was not too bad. I'll come around. But the movie They Live, it talks about consumerism, talks about all that spending bullshit, all the, if you wear the glasses, you start seeing shit, take it off, you see, putting on the glasses, you see, they're all ugly fuckers. But you see, a sign says, obey, buy, all kind of shit, shop, spend, whatever it was. Doug Carpenter did it because he was like, it was the 80s. 80s were about excess spending, consumerism, all that bullshit. And the 80s where people spend money like fucking going out of style, Spending money like you're drinking water, like you're drinking your last glass of water and shit, man. Try to save the last glass of water on Earth, man. But I've seen it a few times. It's a good movie. I like it. The actor, the late great legendary Rowdy Piper, who was in the movie, was a guest on the Alex Jones show. And Roddy Piper was a guy that was not dumb. The guy was smart about business, and he knew about the world. I mean, Roddy Piper was good at S-craft, wrestling and acting. And you have these actors try to jump on the conspiracy bandwagon for once, like Kanye West, Terrence Howard, all want to jump on the they want to jump on the conspiracy bandwagon, Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? It's because they think, if I jump on this bandwagon, maybe I could become irrelevant. No, it's because you will become irrelevant, and people will see you as fucking nuts. Breaking news: Terrence Howard has lost his fucking mind. Just in, Kanye West has lost his mind. Y'all remember he wore that black ski mask to hide his face, and he was on the Alex Jones show and shit, right? Remember that? And he was on Timcast, and dude was just fucking nuts, man. I'm sitting there thinking, let's see, he was on Alex Jones' show wearing a mask. Couldn't see his face. He was on Tim Pool's Timcast IRL. Like, the guy was out of his fucking mind, man. Like, what the fuck is up with this guy? So I'm sitting there, I'm seeing this shit. Fucking age, man, you know? And it's like they thinking, to me it's a stunt. To me it's just a stunt, right? Just a stunt. To get attention, you know. Why? Because they're off their rocker. Like Britney Spears. You know. She's what, 44 now, going to be 44 this year. And she was in that conservatorship, you know, and they had her on lithium. That would definitely harm your mind and body and shit. Makes you fucking tired as fuck, you know. They had her on all these meds. Her mom, her dad, her brother, and her sister had her in this conservatorship because she was making all this money, right? She made $600 million within the last number of years, but 2008 was where they put her on a conservatorship, right? Because they wanted to control her because of the money. Her dad was running a one of those kind of a hot dog stand kind of shop, you know, and he wanted her to buy him a boat, a fishing boat. See, Jamie Spears is the kind of dad that would see their child doing good for themselves, you know. It's kind of equivalent to a deadbeat dad seeing his son going to the NBA, and he's there like, oh, I'm dad of the year. No, where were you this whole time? You know. There's a film with Angela Bassett, great actress, and Rick Fox, where she has to move into her daddy's home, family home with her kids, and to meet her dad's family that she didn't know, and they didn't know about her. But it was a good movie, though. It was a good movie. And so it's where she was the guy, Rick Fox, a character, a character in that movie, played by Rick Fox, NBA player, actor, and they meet, they fall in love, and he starts training her son to be a good ball player, you know, basketball player, and he does his best where he's going to college, and all of a sudden here comes the kid's dad. You know, he's GQing, and they're asking him, "Who are you? Are you?" Yeah, and like a question that would definitely make a deadbeat dad lower of the low, right? So asking him, if you're his dad, where were you this whole time? Because dads like that, if the kids becoming famous, doing good for themselves, in whether it's in music or in sports, those kind of dads are deadbeats. Fucking deadbeats, man. It takes a man to raise a kid and stay there, because it takes a man who has the guts and the balls and the common mindset to be a dad, to stay and nurture and learn, and to be an authoritative figure in the family, to be a balance to the mom, but Jamie Lee's Britney Spears' dad, he is behind the whole thing, the whole conservatorship. And when her and Kevin Federline divorced, he got full custody of their sons. And she was paying child support like crazy, man, And the whole Free Britney movement went strong for a year and a half. For a year and a half, And then they tried everything to stop the movement, because you have people who started to really investigate, put two and two together, and really look into this shit. The dad was behind it all. So was her mom. Her sister was managing her she was the conservator for her money that was going to go to her sons. And she was staying in her house in Florida. Jamie Lynn Spears and her husband were staying in Britney's house in Florida without her knowledge. Because money can make people do stupid shit. Greed can make someone do some stupid fucking shit. Her dad, he didn't want her to get out of the conservatorship. Because as long as she was in it, they had her heavily medicated. They had her worked 24/7 in Vegas for the last 4 or 5 years. Right? And then you had a lady that was managing partner, Lou Taylor. She was an agent for Courtney Love. She had friends that were worried about her. Michael Jackson, Ziggy Aurelia, Australian rapper. People started to see things. And what made it really come to an end was a whistleblower said that they tapped her iPhone. Yeah. They tapped her iPhone. And whatever she texted, they were basically listening in to her calls, even to her lawyer. They basically cloned her phone. Cloned and tapped her phone. Whatever she texted, they were reading. They were monitoring this shit, and she married a guy that she was with, and he was in on it. He was a spy. He was working for the family. He was working for the family. He was once they got married, he started to really become like Kevin Federline. Because any guy married to Britney, oh, they want a piece of that chunk of that cash. Yeah. Oh yeah. They want a piece of that cash. Now, then you hear about Kevin, the lawyer for Kevin Federline. He was freaking out because if she was released from the conservatorship, he was getting no more money. The child support would be low. Because her one son was what, 17? Going to be 18? The youngest was what, 16? 15? Going to be 16? Shit. If you look at him now, if you look at Kevin Federline now, that dude is fucking fat. Hadn't worked. He was living off the child support for her sons, man. He was taking the money for himself. You know. Here's the question. You know, it's like if a dad was paying child support, right? Why would the mother think, oh, it's child support? The child support is for the child. That's why it's called. That's why it's called child support, not cunt support. Child support. You are supporting the child. That's why these dumbass moms out there who are getting child support are spending the money on themselves. Hairs, nails, stupid shit. That's why it's called child support, not cunt support. So, Kevin Federline he was wasting money. That was for her sons. The money he got, he used it on himself. You know. And, like, dude, man. But, you can see her on Instagram now. And, she's letting people know, hey, look. She's dancing. She's doing her thing. Let people know that, hey, I'm good. I'm good. And it took a long time. Long ass time. No. But anyways, there's a lot of Easter eggs in GTA 6. And a lot of Easter eggs about what's happening or going to happen. And it's getting bad. If a video game is predicting an event, right? Predicting an event you got to think about, okay, what's going to happen? That's a good question. What's going to happen? Because not a lot of people are awake. Not a lot of people are awake here because they're still asleep here. They got their blinders on. Yeah. They all got the blinders on. Refusing to take the blinders off. Okay, got a thing here. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. Okay. But the thing is, I mean, you gotta think here, though. I mean, the movie with was it who was in it? I think it was Danny Glover and her name was Gina. Not Gershon. She was married to Jeff Goldblum. Oh no, Ginny Davis. Ginny Davis and in the movie there was an Easter egg, or what we're told was going to happen. Basically in the movie, Basically in the movie we're told that an attack would happen, but don't know when. The movie was in '96. It happened 5 years later, on 9/11, September 11th of 01. Yeah. Also in the spin-off film show, trying to think of it was a spin-off program of the X-Files, where the scene was where someone was hacking one of the planes, and it was going to be it hit one of the buildings, and it was like obvious. It was a spin-off to the X-Files. If you go and look it up, sequel to the X-Files, spin-off of the X-Files. Let me see here. Let me look here. Let's see here. Let's see here. The Lone Gunman. It was a TV show. The Lone Gunman. Screen Rant. Why the X-Files Lone Gunman spinoff was canceled so quickly? Looper, the X-Files spinoff you never knew existed. Why Fox canceled the X-Files spinoff The Lone Gunman? Showbiz Cheat Sheet, the X-Files spinoff predicted 9/11 6 months before tragedy. It's called The Lone Gunman. It was the spin-off program of X-Files. I was a big X-Files fan, man. I watched it every weekend, man. Every Friday. Friday or Saturday, was it Friday or Saturday? Because I was like, man, Gillian Anderson, like, dude, man, she's a badass, man. David Duchovny, oh man, great actor, man, great actor. Him and Gillian Anderson played the part very well. Like, man, I mean, if they did a reboot, do not add anybody else. Do not replace them. David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson played those characters very damn good. They were, I mean, dude, man. That's why I've been a big fan of the franchise, man. David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson were like, damn, great pair, man. They picked just the right people, man. I tell you what, just the right people, dude, man. Just the right people. All right, guys, I'm heading and end this feed, and if you guys are new to this channel, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification, and always live healthy, happy, and wise. And I mean wise, healthy and wise. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed.